So we're just excited to be here. Excited, obviously, for the season to start. 2 more preseason games and we get after it. We're really excited about the opening concert September 9th at Lucas Oil Stadium. Free admission to all fans, and it's going to be quite a night to open up the season. And then, of course, Houston on September 11th, which as a league will be honoring that date as well. So we couldn't be more excited, and I'll just let you guys just open up for questions.
Jim, with the season's close, are you anywhere with Quentin and his extension?
Well, right now, Mike, we're not doing anything. It's a process that, the talks go on. It's always been the plan to get that done. And I see that getting done. I really do. It's just a question of timing and moving towards an agreement, like always, that favors both sides and it's good for both sides. So, but we've never had a problem there, Mike, when you look at the history of the franchise with our outstanding players that go into second contracts, whether it's been Reggie Wayne or Marvin Harrison or whoever. I see that getting done.
Jim, the way last season ended, you were not shy about expressing your anger and your disappointment. You said big changes were going to come, Ngakoue, Matt Ryan, Gilmore. Do you feel like the needs that you wanted addressed were addressed as we get 2-3 weeks before the opener?
No question. I think they were addressed probably even in a more exciting way than I hoped. I think when we looked where we were sitting that Sunday night with Chris and I just gathered at midnight late in the office after the Jacksonville game, to think that, that the roster has changed, obviously led by Matt Ryan, those great free agents you mentioned, and a great draft. We're really excited about that. And we really feel, this is an outstanding football team with a lot of veteran leadership. It's proven, that we can get more turnovers than anyone in the league. That's the best special teams group in the league, that it has the best running back, along with obviously the great player in Tennessee. And, so there's so many positive things. And I think Matt Ryan's been everything we hoped and dreamed for. I know how happy the whole organization is having his leadership going into the season. And obviously we think we have 2 great backups there as well. So, we're really, really excited, and I think we have a reason to be. We know going into it, it's about Tennessee. It's about winning the division. It's about going against those guys who have been very tough, and they do a great job there and getting their players ready to play football in a tough physical way. So it's always tough going against those guys, but we know that's what we have to do. That's what we have to overcome if we want to get where we want to get.
Jimmy, it's been a bit of a tough period. You've won one playoff game since, I think, 2014. I know where your standards are, what you want. Does this feel like a team to you that can change that? And where is the bar for you for success this season?
Well, it's to go and get that next Lombardi trophy. Listen, since 2000, we've won more. We're the 4th winningest team in the National Football League, with just 3 in front of us, and that's something to be said over such a long period of time. However, we know in this era, the interesting thing is we have this strong feeling when Matt Ryan comes in, from the passion in my heart, from what Chris Ballard has known and Coach Reich, that look at, this is a time to set up another generation of greatness. We were there with Peyton Manning. We did all the things with Peyton and Marvin and Edgerrin that, is well documented. 115 wins in a decade, going to 2 Super Bowls, winning 2 home AFC championship games. So, but now's the time to create another era. It's been created in Pittsburgh. It's been created in Green Bay. It's been created in Denver. So you have to do that. I mean, it's about greatness with the horseshoe, and continuing to show that eras don't last forever, but great organizations do, and it's up to us to go get that next world championship and create this new era. And I believe the players we have, the leadership we have, I believe in Frank Reich, Chris Ballard, in the bottom of my heart. That's why I extended both those guys. So we're set up for excellence. Now we just have to go do it. And Matt Ryan has that same feeling in his heart. You know, that difficult loss to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. He's here to get his Lombardi. So you know, this is the time. You know, I was sitting, you know, with Frank Reich and talking about, you know, just watching at the Hall of Fame ceremonies and, you know, just seeing different coaches from different eras that come in, like Tom Flores came in after John Madden, you know, to be in the Hall of Fame. You know, it's Frank's time to take his place, and I think Chris Ballard is looked at upon as maybe the best general manager in football now, certainly in the top couple. So we want to take advantage of that, and we have great players that are committed to doing this, and so it's so important to us that we get that done.
How desperately do you want that opening day win finally after what, 8 years?
Yeah.
Look, it's a divisional game. I mean, we know the opener means a lot, Bob, and you know we just have to go take care of business and do what we do. You know, we can sit and talk about this strange occurrence that's happened even with Andrew Luck teams and teams that have been good and having that trouble on opening day, but we're just kind of focused this year on saying, you know, let's go play our best football and let's get it done, instead of me ranting here for the next 10 minutes. That hasn't seemed to work in the past. You know, Frank and Pete and Chris are like, well, Jim, can you take a different perspective? Just don't say too much about that, you know. But you know how I feel about the opener, so I won't say it. But we're looking to erase that deficit and start with a new era where we win our opener starting in 2022 and hopefully get on a streak there.
Jim, this time last year you said Jonathan Taylor should be thinking about Canton in gold jackets, and we saw what happened. Where does he go from here?
Look, I mean, that's what we're excited about. I'm not shy to talk about these great players. It's into 2022, what they have to do now. They're young players. They have to stay healthy and be great for a long time. But look at Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, Shaquille Leonard. I mean, these guys, amongst a few others, have a legitimate chance, and so Matt Ryan included. So, you know, but a guy like Jonathan Taylor, he has done special things, and like I said, when you look at what this team has and had before, even though we went through the season we went through with some inconsistency at quarterback, and that led to massive problems, but this team, when you look at the special teams, when you look at the turnovers that we created, when you look at Jonathan Taylor and you look at the offensive line, you know, there's a lot of special things there, and we have to get that component of being accurate and consistent, you know, in the passing game, and develop a few more playmakers, and I think we have that with Alec and some of the guys that we've added to a roster that already has playmakers. You know, Naheem wasn't involved as much as we want him to be. You know, I talked about him a couple years ago. Why don't we play him at slot as a receiver? And, you know, it was kind of discussed, well, I don't think we want to do that, but I think we're going to try to do that more this year. So, you know, they never listen to the owner.
Yeah, you can change that.
No, they have to. I mean, that's what I pay them to do to decide. But I give them nudges sometimes, and then let them see whatever direction they go in, because I believe in them, and I believe, you know, you give your people that room to create and be great in the things they do. So, so we couldn't be more excited. And Jonathan Taylor, everyone's looking at him and seeing, you know, just what type of year is he going to have this year. You know, of course he could get 2,000 yards. but I think Jonathan or all the other great players are mostly interested in winning a championship, winning the division, winning playoff games. That means more than anything else.